Anyways, what's up, y'all? Shows most days most. Crispy back in this video. Gym class was generally held. It just depends what gym class you're really taking. But we're gonna explain that more into the video. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media. It's gonna pop on the screen. We're on the road to 500, and let's get on to this video.
There are certain candid events in school that have permanently altered people's brain chemistry to the point of having individual excruciating levels of PTSD. It could be getting embarrassed in class, accidentally calling your teacher mom, or getting fried so badly during a presentation that you genuinely consider turning the entire
No, that's crazy. I ain't lying to you. But them presentation, and especially going by yourself, and then you got people looking at you like this. Like, bro, golly, bro, why are you looking so hard at me in my presentation? I'm like the rest of everybody. Ain't nothing famous about me. I used to hate doing presentation back in school. Oh, God, bro. They used to blow me. Because I was never that good at presentation. I always look at the board. Then they didn't want you to look at the board. Like, how you going to get mad at me looking at my board of the answers and stuff like that? Like, come on now. Then they used to pick you with the sticks and stuff like that. And it was always a number, an odd number for me. They put me in number 9 or number 24 or 26 or 37 or one of them little. Oh, it'll be like a red, blue, or yellow stick. I don't even know.
into a meteor fallout zone. I think one of the worst candid events of them all is PE/gym class. Assuming you went to school here in the US, you need to take at least one physical education class to be able to fully graduate high school. Now that sounds like a pretty simple task that wouldn't be that difficult to complete, but once you take the class and fully
I don't know, though. You could say that gym is really hell. Gym low key must be the low key the latest stuff, especially when you were in elementary, Lookville, and in middle school. That's the latest. Once you get to high school and you do PE, bro, PE probably be the most boring stuff. On God. But I ain't lying to you. Middle school, elementary, but middle school dodgeball. Well, I was him. I remember I came from the doctor. Boy, came in my PE hour, 4th hour. My mama had brought me to like Popeyes, ate that Popeyes. I remember like it was yesterday, bro. Went in there, they just was selecting some teams, right? Bro, all my teammates went out. I had 2, it was 4 against 1. And I was the only person standing alive. So boom, I'm ducking, dodging, boom, cart went. Car went on the wood, hit my knee. It hurt it a little bit, but I had to take it. Boom. Spin move, jump. I did a spin, jump, and then dude trying to throw it again. I hit a backward catch like I was in football. But the coach was like, he like, bro, he was shocked. So then I grabbed the other balls and hit the 2 girls because girls was not that good at bowling. But I ain't lying to you. The coach asked me, do I wanted to play tight end? I said, hey, I wouldn't mind to play some tight end. I told him that, and he forgot. So I only play defense.
experience its horrors and tribulations, you'll start to realize the amount of torture you fully committed onto yourself. The first part of gym class we have to discuss is the kind of gym teacher you end up having, because depending on what type of teacher you have assigned to your class, your gym experience can go from something legitimately fun to worse than the most brutal Roman Empire torture.
I ain't lying to you. That boy Coach Cummins always had excuse and making an excuse trying to have us do extra stuff before the fun stuff. I remember that boy talking about, make sure everybody check in. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna run the laps around this gym, and then after you run by your 5th lap around this gym, we're gonna go play dodgeball. Dude had to do an exercise before. Nah, we were trying to straight get to dodgeball. Or that little push up test. With that test thing, they have you going up, down, 1, up, down, 2. The pacer test. Yeah, the pacer test. Baby Tron made a whole song about that. Bro, he had us doing stuff like that, bro. And it was always a try hard kid, bro. Like the farthest of push-ups I ever got to, bro, was about 26 push-ups. And then I give up. So we could play basketball, bro. It was like this one kid, he was trying to break the school record. I'm like, bro, this is not going down in the school records. Real talk.
methods. There are so many traits that make a bad gym teacher, but I think the worst trait that surpasses all of them is collective punishment. Collective punishment, as the term sounds, means that something bad or disrespectful done by a singular student causes the entire class to get that same punishment that would have been dealt to that same person, which is one of the dumbest disciplinary methods I've ever heard.
Facts, bro. Man, shout out to my dog, but hey, bro, you were wrong for doing that in middle school, 8th grade year. My dog Barry, shout out to you if you're watching this, bro. All I know, you was in 6 hours, somebody hit you in the head with a dodgeball, and you started crying. I don't know if this was true. I was trying to defend you, but hey, they were saying that, man, it was true. Buku people told me, they came up to me and told me about it. I was like, that's why we couldn't do dodgeball. And everybody was trying to convince them to bring back dodgeball, bro. Because dodgeball was the most litty stuff in middle school, besides basketball. And I put volleyball in there low key. Like, if I'm ranking the stuff that we used to do in middle school, bro, dodgeball, basketball, football, I put volleyball. I didn't like kickball like that. Kickball was decent because you could have kicked that high. You could have kicked that high in the thing. Usually, if you would hit the ceiling piece would fall off and stuff like that. But volleyball was low-key dope because even though we used to lose to the girls sometimes and we used to beat the girls sometimes, it was just depends, though.
In my life. This method is especially stupid in a class like PE because you're receiving extra physical punishment like more laps around the gym or the track because some dumbass decided it was a good idea to not listen to the teacher's instructions. There was one day in my class, we were doing a mile run on the school's track field. Me and my friend were...
Man, bro, the mile run, son, ain't no way, son. I'm for real, son. The mile run, I like it sometimes, but sometimes I ain't like it, son. I used to do my mile run. And just like, bro, I remember it was my one homeboy named Bryson, bro. Shout out to Bryson Derrick, my 2 white homeboys, and my dog Gabe. Bro, I remember we all had a PE together, right? It was 3rd hour PE or something like that. This my 6th grade year, I think. Yeah, 6th grade year. And we had to run a mile. So I finished mine, and they talk about, Bryson on his second lap. I said, no, Bryson on his 4th lap, man. He about to be done right now. So boom, we all convincing that the coach talking about, yeah, he already got that feelings. Cause mind you, Bryson told us earlier he don't feel like running his mile and stuff like that. You know, I got it over with mine because I'm yeah, I'm gone. I'm doing busting out my 4 laps, but my dog ain't feel like doing it. You know, Bryson is white. So, boom, we made the excuse for him and Derek not to run the extra too. They already ran and boom, put the time and all that other stuff. Boom, they got the same time I got, but way less than stuff like that.
Taking things slow because my class was around the afternoon when the sun was beaming, so we were basically running on molten lava. Everything was going fine and we were about to finish our final lap until out of the corner of my ear, I hear my teacher say, if y'all don't get up from the bench and do your laps, I'm making everyone else do 2 extra.
What the hell are you talking about, bro?
And bro, and stuff like that, it be the slouchy girls in the slouchy dudes, or people don't even play sports at all, bro. That be pissing me off too sometimes with that shit, bro. Like, how the fuck you sitting on the bench, bro? Why, bro? Why is you sitting on the bench? Come on, do these little funky laps so we can get over with.
Fuck is you talking? What's that?
There is no inconceivable way you're making everyone else do extra laps because Tweedledee and Tweedledum wouldn't get up from the bench to do theirs. But as I was thinking these exact words in my head, the next thing I hear come out of my coach's mouth is everyone has to run 2 extra laps around the track to be able to finish.
Yeah, hey, bro. Say, bro. Catch me after this. I promise you. Hey, put this on the Fight Club. The Fight Club. Not the flight. Shout out to Flight. The Fight Club. The Flight Club on the Broly page. I promise you. I'm straight putting them up.
I'm so glad I wasn't the gym teacher because I for sure wasn't going to use words to get my point across. Something else I hate about the gyms is the smell. The first time I ever found out that some people either don't shower during the week or have awful hygiene is when I was...
Nah, I ain't lying to you though. Boy, Brother Meadow, bro, I don't know, son. Them dudes was childish, son. I ain't lying. Them dudes used to pee on the floor, in the bathroom floor, and then it used to be smelling like nothing but pee. Mind you, we got to change in the But the area that we gotta change is some people change in the bathroom with that dude's peed in. I promise you, bro, that school was so nasty, bro. Especially during PE time. Then we had to change in there during football and track, bro. I wanted to be on the basketball team. I tried all my 3 years and I never made it in basketball, bro. But I that's what it is.
The locker room before class one time and caught a waft of some random kid that walked right past me. The second my nostrils inhaled his scent.
Yeah, son, man, I ain't lying to you, bro. I used to hate them musty kids, son. And it was always the dudes that he ain't take bath, and ain't nothing wrong with that though, because some people might not even have afford to be doing that. But you afford no water and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? And you got water at your house and you don't want to take a bath, you nasty as hell, bro.
My eyes started watering and I dropped to my knees in agony, clenching my nose, trying to get rid of the odor. To this day, there is not a single worse scent that I've come across other than the one in that locker room. Next major thing we have to talk about when it comes to gym class is team sports. I think we can all agree that team sports for the most part are actually really fun when everything is going well and you're not playing with D1 crash outs who are trying to snipe your head off your body. There are so many people in class that play team sports like it's game 7 of the NBA finals and are trying to get a championship ring for their home city.
Boy, that last day of school, and you going to high school, the best football game you ever in your life, or elementary, your last day of elementary, you going to the 3rd grade, be the best football game experience. I promise you.
Basketball is never this serious, my nigga. Dodgeball during class would also be way more chaotic than it should be. While I've personally never played dodgeball games where someone on the enemy team has Spider-Man level reflexes, I have played games where the people on my team take losses way harder than they should be. I ain't
lying to you. I'm glad I never had no trash team when we were playing dodgeball. On guys saying if I was on the trash team, bro, I would have been mad.
This one dodgeball game where our team leader was moving like Captain Erwin the way he was giving us commands on what to do. Instead of giving us basic positions to take on the floor on our side of the room, he got a pen and paper from his backpack, went to the middle of the floor, and laid out his battle strategy that he apparently came up with the night before. I don't think I've ever seen someone take a school assignment this seriously before. The funniest part was that even with his battle strategy, we still ended up losing that day's game. And when I turned to look at him, he had the most depressing and miserable expression on his face. I just know he was on his knees crying in sorrow and agony the second he got back home. Something I forgot to mention as an added point is the egregious music selection some of these teachers would be choosing.
I ain't lying to you. Yeah, the PE selection, bro, I don't know, I'm kind of terrible. But I remember they put on that. It was Mardi Gras. I'm like, and it's not even Mardi Gras season, bro. It'll be like mid like the beginning of March. Mardi Gras passed about 2 weeks ago. They was playing it. I'm like,
choosing to put through their speakers. We could have been in the middle of the most intense game of dodgeball ever played. I'm talking an active battleground with niggas' bodies flying left and right. And instead of playing something hyper motivational, it's 10 Imagine Dragon songs back to back as well as Dance Monkey in the middle of the queue. I feel so bad for anyone who had gym during their first period. Imagine going through the already excruciating experience of getting ready in the morning, only for your first period to be PE with Mr. Potato Head as your teacher. Speaking of
I'm glad I never had PE first hour, son. Because when you had PE first hour, you definitely had to spray extra. You definitely, because the rest of the class, you were going to be straight musty as a bit. Then you had PE first hour, you ain't running or nothing like that. You doing nothing but desk work for the rest of the hour. That's why I'm glad I had 4th hour, 3rd hour PE class. Or a 5th hour PE class, too.
Teachers, most of the gym coaches I've had have some of the least athletic builds I've ever witnessed. Now, there is an important distinction to make between being big versus being fat. Take someone like Phantom from AMP. He's what you call a big guy, but his weight distribution is good enough to where he still manages to look good despite being slightly overweight. Versus someone like DJ Khaled, who let's just say doesn't exactly have the greatest weight distribution in the world. There are so many gym teachers out there that don't even do much when it comes to physically teaching students because they themselves can barely move 2 feet from their chair unless someone activates their neurons and tells them dinner is finally ready. Your coach will unironically tell you to run 3 extra laps around the track and be posted up like this at their chair with a big hot Cheetos bag and a Diet Coke. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that Diet Coke is not saving you from a heart attack. Our next topic is one of my least favorite parts of the school gym experience: assigned partners. There is arguably nothing worse than doing an assigned.
Assigned partners was low-key kind of, it was 50-50 with that. It just depends who you get, bro. Now, you got your homeboy, yeah, cool. Now, you got that one chick that you don't like, and she kept bothering you, making fun, trying to be the jokes of the class, and you partnering with her. Man, bro.
Partner activity with someone who either sucks at sports or just doesn't want to participate. There
Facts.
was one time I got stuck with this girl as an assigned partner for a basketball activity where each person had to make 3 free throws into the hoop to complete the assignment. And to add an extra layer of help, if anyone was struggling with a free throw at the intended line, you could just move up directly to the side of the rim and shoot from there instead. Except despite all of these benefits, my partner couldn't throw the ball for shit even directly next to the rim. I get that not everyone was blessed with LeBron level genetics, but the rim was already extended down and she was around 5'11". She could have touched the rim if she jumped, but she was still missing more shots than Shaq versus the Rockets in 2000. I was contemplating asking my teacher to switch partners, but it was already too late by then. So I had to endure this girl missing shot after shot for like 25 minutes before she finally made 3 and got us to pass. At that point, just let me do it solo because I'd rather play as a substitute during a finals game than get someone like that as a partner. Reviewing everything I've talked about so far, the most vital part of the gym experience that I have yet to discuss is the Fitness Gram Pacer Test. I just know.
But I ain't lying to you. That pacer test, especially that running stuff, saying they'll cheat you too, bro. The teacher, you'll be down there leap to, oh, you out. I'm like, what you mean I'm out? I leap to the thing. Nah, it gotta be feet and legs to go to it. I'm like, what?
There were 5 separate people that just got Vietnam War flashbacks hearing that name enter their ear canal. The Fitness Gram, for anyone who's unaware, is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in...
I get it!
No one needs an introduction to the Fitness Gram as it's pretty much the most quintessential part of the school gym experience. I genuinely think the Fitness Gram by itself has caused irreversible psychological damage to millions of students across the country. On top of them being unannounced most of the time, the second you walk into the gym and see the mini cones lined up across the floor, it was instant despair and dread. I've seen so many kids fake being sick or have injuries just for the sole purpose of not participating. They could have been healthy the entire week, but as soon as they hear someone talking about the Fitness Gram, they magically contract every single disease ever created and act like they can't participate anymore. My guy, I just watch you sprint to the lunch line at maximum speed.
Facts, for some macaroni and cheese and them nuggets, and you were getting that little frozen cup thing, bro. You was not sleep, bro, with the chocolate milk. You was first one in line. Then you went back to second to get doubles. You was one of those.
Yesterday because they were serving tacos and pizza sticks. Please slow down all that tomfoolery. My strategy for the Fitness Gram was always to conserve my energy in the early portions of the test so I can spread my reserves evenly throughout the entire thing without becoming too tired during the middle. And while this seems like a basic strategy at first, the reason I think it works so well is because it fundamentally prevents different issues from happening all at once. For instance, let's just say you had lunch the period before gym class. Your stomach is not going to enjoy being violently shaken during the pacer test and is probably going to start causing all types of issues.
Yeah, I remember we were doing a pacer test one time, bro. It was the running one, right? And it was the push one. I got 2 stories about that. Dude had ran, boom, boom, boom. He got to the line. All we heard is a bro. Everybody got quiet and just started busting out laughing, bro. Like real talk, saying. Like, we was checking, making concern that dude didn't poop in his pants, bro. That's the running one. And the push-up one, bro, dude was doing the push-up, right? And he was like, like, bro, he was doing stuff like that, bro. I was like, bro, he good? And, like, bro, I started busting out laughing because I felt bad for the dude. Because, like, I felt bad after I started laughing because the dude was, like, a little big, chubby white dude, and like he was pretty smart, but he was like he was struggling with the push-ups.
Before you finish. After all, the last thing you'd want is everyone around you to see rainbow puke on the ground and your stomach hitting the whip and nay-nay for 30 minutes straight. The one saving grace that gym class had for me, other than the occasional fun activities, was free day. Having a study hall in the gym before certain classes low-key helped me do better on a lot of quizzes and tests beforehand. Of course, you had to watch out for stuff being thrown at you at maximum velocity from the people playing on the court, but other than that, it wasn't nearly as bad as the other classes.
Oh yeah, don't let you try to shoot a half-court shot, you hit the guy in the head, and all her friends looking at you like this. Like, What did I do? And then he talk about go to the office.
Overall, gym class is an extremely painful and torturous experience that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. While there are occasional classes and teachers that make it fun, half the time it just feels like we're in a labor camp getting worked to the bone trying to finish all these so-called activities. If you have gym in your schedule next year, please keep a stick of deodorant.
Keep some deodorant. Make sure you don't be musty, bruh. And if you try to talk to some girls, bro, talk her to her about it. So don't talk about her friends because she gonna try to make it as a joke. But hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media. Pop on screen. See y'all when I see y'all. Love y'all to the bottom of my heart. We're gonna roll to 500 and I'm out.